In the previous class, we have seen two different methods to design FIR filters, like Fourier series method and frequency sampling method. Okay, so based on that, we have seen some numericals also. So the next method that we will be going to use for designing an FIR filter is a window technique. Okay, so window technique will be used for designing an FIR filter. So there are different type of window functions are there. So by using that window functions, we will be designing the FIR filters. Okay, so in this we will be seeing window technique, how it is going to be used for designing the FIR filters. Along with that, in that it is of different types. In that we will be seeing the rectangular window. So mainly in this class we will be focusing on rectangular window. So what is a window technique? So in a window technique, what we do is we use a window function that uh, restricts the number of sequences available into the impulse response of an FIR filter. So in FIR filters, the previous two methods, what we have seen is uh, in that finally we are finding out the h of n. So in that two methods we were basically finding out the impulse response of an filter, h of n. So this h of n that we find out has infinite number of samples. Okay, so there are different infinite number of samples are there into this h of n. But by using windowing technique, what we will be doing is we will restrict these infinite number of sequences available in h of n to a finite number, and that finite number will be obtained by a window function that will restrict that infinite sequence to a finite number of sequence. So that finite number of sequence will be used, will be considered for designing the FIR filter, or that will be the finite one will be considered as the FIR filter transfer or impulse response of an FIR filter. Okay. So we know that in case of digital filters, the frequency response that is given by is that is hd of e to the power j omega. This is our desired uh, frequency response of a filter that we are going to implement into an FIR filter, and that is given by the Fourier series formula. So this Fourier series is and should be ranging from infinity to infinity, minus infinity to plus infinity. This hd of n, that is the impulse response of that filter into e to the power j omega n. So this is how we have seen in the previous classes, like the frequency response. In all the questions we were getting the frequency response. Okay, so this frequency response will be represented in terms of this. So once this is the representation of the given frequency response, then we need to find out this hd of n. Okay, so once we will be finding out this hd of n, we can equate it equals to h of n, that is impulse response of that filter. Okay, so if hd of e to the power j omega is given, that is frequency response, we can find out the hd of n by using this formula. So this to represent hd of n, its inverse we need to find out, inverse Fourier series we need to find out. So this hd of n formula is given by 1 by 2 pi, that is ranging from 0 to 2 pi hd e to the power j omega. So that this is like a Fourier series, that is inverse Fourier series. Okay, so once we will be finding out the inverse Fourier series formula, that will be obtained hd of n, that will be impulse response. Okay, so here we can see like this frequency response is always a periodic function. Okay, and that is having a period of 2 pi. So that's why we will be integrating only for one period of time, and that will be giving you the hd of n. So once we have gone through this hd of n, we will use window method to find out the FIR filter by using the windowing technique. Okay, so here we can see like in the impulse response that here it is obtained is having an infinite duration. Okay, infinite number of samples are there into this hd of n. Okay, since it is having infinite number of samples, it is of the nature that is non-causal. So a causal function is like if it is having if any sequence is there that is having only values for n greater than 0, if it is defined for n greater than 0, and for n less than 0 it is having 0 value. Okay, so all the negative n's it is having 0 value, so it will be like causal system. But if ht of n is defined for all the uh, uh, sample ranges like from infinity to minus infinity, okay, then it is not an causal system. If it is not an causal system, it will not be an stable system, so it cannot be realized. Okay, so to realize a function, the function should be a causal and it should be a stable function. Okay, so we have to make this function to be causal and stable. Okay, so we will be using windowing technique, and we will restrict this sequence to a finite. Instead of infinite, we will be restricting it to a finite sequence, finite simple sequence. Okay, so here, suppose this is the frequency response of your impulse response that we have obtained. So this is the impulse response. Its sequences are given like for all the n values from minus infinity to plus infinity, it is having a some value. Okay, and if we are going to convert its frequency response, it will be like this. So this frequency response will be a periodic function having a period of 2 pi. So from minus pi to pi, its frequency response is given. This is your infinite impulse response. Okay. Another, we will be considering another impulse response that will be represented by W of n. Okay. So W of n will be defined by a particular, based on the different type of windowing method. This Wn will be defined. Okay. So in that, if this is the h of n that is obtained, this one hd of n is the same h of n that is having infinite samples into this sequence, and its frequency response is given by this having a period of pi to minus pi to pi. Similarly, we will be finding out a suitable window function okay, that is represented by w of n. It will be having a finite number of sequence. So it is having a finite number of sequence means it is defined, it is having a finite value only when it is ranging from minus n to n. If it is ranging from minus n to n, it is having a finite value, otherwise it is 0. Okay. And the frequency response of this w of n will be given by this function. Okay. So this function is called sinc function. What is called it is sinc function. Sinc function. Okay. So here we will be getting the sinc function. So in the sinc function, what we see is at lower frequencies. So these are the lower frequencies. So most of the energy of the sinc function is lying in between the lower frequencies only. So this is the frequency for lower frequencies. Most of the energy is lying, and once we are going away from the lower frequencies, okay, its energy is being decreased. Okay, so it is being decreasing for the further increase in the frequency, and the similar characteristic is shown on the negative frequency side. So this is how a sinc function look like, and the width, this width is called the main lobe width. We call it main lobe width. Okay, so main lobe, so this is the width, like this is the main lobe where most of the energy of the window function will be available. That is called main lobe width. And the uh, these are the lobes that are called the side lobes. Okay, so these are side lobes. Okay, so side lobes are going to be decreased as the frequency is increasing. So there we need to find out the height. So the height of the side lobes, we call it side lobe height. Side lobe height. So there are two parameters into the frequency response of a window function. one is main lobe width, another one is side lobe height. So for a filter design to be identical to an ideal filter, what we should be having is, so suppose we need to design a low pass filter. Okay, so ideal low pass filter is this one. Okay, but practically if we are going to design a filter, it will be like it is this. Okay, so practically it will be having, okay, so similar it will be the frequency response. So here it will be having a magnitude of a higher value, okay, for a fixed range of frequency, and it will be a 0. So before going from magnitude high to a 0, there is a range of frequencies in which there will be a transition from high to low. So this range of frequencies is called transition region, or we call it transition region, or we call it transition width. Transition okay, transition width. Okay, so once we can compare, like if the main lobe width is higher, or this main lobe width is large, then transition width will also be a large value. Okay, similarly, if the main lobe width is low, or this width is steep, it is having a lower width, then transition width will also be lower. So once the transition width is lower, then it will be like the characteristics will be similar to your ideal one. So to have a better filter, we should be having the window function that is having a smaller main lobe width. Okay, is it okay? So we will, it will be clear into the next slide. So this is a basic understanding, like how we should be uh, considering. So for designing a filter, this transition width should be minimum, and if transition width is minimum, it will be replicating the ideal one. Okay, so if it is replicating the ideal one, it will be better design. Okay, better filter designing will be there. So in that case, we will be using this main lobe width is small. Okay, and the use of this side lobe height, so side lobe height should be minimum. So whatever the energy of the window function is there, that should be lying into the main lobe width only. If the side lobe height is less, that means there will be less error into the designing of an low pass filter or any type of filter by using the window method. Okay, so once we are going to design, we should be considering these parameters like side lobe height and main lobe width. So here another term we call it is order of the filter. Suppose n is the order of a filter. Okay, so with respect to n, if we are going to increase the n, that means if we are going to increase the order of the filter, this main lobe width decreases. Okay, but at that time the side lobe height is increasing. Okay, so as we are going to increase the n value, in the previous cases also we have seen, like once we are going to increase the n value, the low pass filter characteristic is approaching more to the ideal one. Okay, so once we are going to increase the n value, the main lobe width will be decreasing and side lobe height is increasing, but side lobe height should be decreasing also. That will be a better design. But we have, so once we are going to increase the n value, we should be optimizing between the side lobe height and main lobe width. So what parameters is given based on our specification for designing a filter, we will be comparing like that value of n that is satisfying these two conditions, what is side lobe height and main lobe width. Based on the specification, we will be satisfying the n value, and that n value will be selected for designing the filter. Okay, so we will proceed further. So another function is there, like first one was h of n, that is obtained by the frequency response. So once the frequency response of a filter is given, we will be finding out h of n. Okay, and we will select one window function. Okay, there are different window functions. Out of that, we will be studying all one by one. Out of that, one window function will be selected, and after multiplying this h of n and w of n, we will be getting h cap of n. Okay, or we call it h dash of n. Okay, so h cap of n will be the multiplication of h of n and the window function, that is w of n. If we are multiplying these two functions obtained previously, this is by the given frequency response, and this is the window function, that is predefined function, and we will select one window function, and that we will be multiplying with h of n and obtain h dash of n. So if that h dash of n will be having a frequency response of this. Okay. So after multiplying, this will be the frequency response. So in the previous one, this was our original frequency response. But after using the windowing function, if we are again finding out the h dash of n and its frequency response, it will be like the frequency range is same, minus pi to pi, but instead of a straight line, it is having some sidey lines. So these sidey lines are, we call it showing a ripple. It is showing an error, like, okay, so it is having, with comparing the previous h of e to the power j omega, my frequency response, this one is having some error. Okay, so this is how, after using the window function, we will be getting some error. So we should be minimizing the error so that we can get a better uh, a replication or design of a given specification of a filter. Okay, so this g of n is just the shifted version of this one. So if it is ranging from minus n to n, if we are going to make it into the positive direction only, this will be the function. Okay, so this g of n is the shifted version of your above function. Shifted version. Okay, shifted version of this h dash of n will be given by g of n. So finally, we will be finding out either h cap f1, h or g of n. This will be our desired FIR filter by using the window method. Okay. So we will see some of the advantages of a window function. So if we are going to use the windowing method, what will be the advantage? So one thing you can clear from it, like h of n that we are getting was having an infinite number of sequences, so infinite number of samples. In that, we will be multiplying this with the window function that will be having a finite number of samples. So after multiplying these two, we will be getting a finite number of samples, h dash of n, and this finite number of sample will be considered as the finite impulse response filter, FIR filter. Okay. So the advantage of this window function is the Fourier transform of a window function w e to the power j omega should have a small width of main lobe containing as much of the total energy as possible. So we should be having, these are the some of the characteristics we should be following, we should be searching for once we are going to design a window function. So these are the different characteristics, or we can say advantages, that we search for into the window function. So in the window function, the small width of main lobe will be uh, perfectly transforming a desired frequency response to uh, bio FIR filter design. Okay, so once we are having this one, a small main load width, it will be giving you the better replication of the desired filter. Okay. The second one is the frequency transform of the window function should have side lobes that decreases in energy rapidly as omega tends to pi. So because this is also having a period from minus pi to pi. So once we are going away from the zero and switching towards the pi, the height of the main lobe should be reducing, so that most of the energy is lying into the main lobe only. Okay, so some of the most frequently used window functions that we will be considering is, like, first one is the rectangular window. So there are basically different type of windows are there, so we will be studying one by one. So in today's class, we will be basically focusing on the rectangular window. Okay, so in rectangular window, we will see like how we can design an FIR filter. So in the rectangular window, so as the name suggests, it is a rectangular window function. So in it will be a function that will be having a response that will be a rectangle. Okay, so it will be like a rectangle. So this is called W. So W is for window function. If it is rectangular, it will be represented by WR. WRN. So this WRN will be defined by the function, that is it will be 1 for n ranging from minus, it is ranging from mod less than or equals to m minus 1 by 2. So this means it is ranging from minus m minus 1 divided by 2. This is in the positive direction. Similarly, in the negative direction, it will be minus m minus 1 divided by 2. So this will be 0. So if n is ranging from minus m minus 1 by 2 to m minus 1 by 2, and in that case the magnitude of the window function will be 1. Okay, so this is a rectangular function, otherwise it will be having a magnitude that is a 0. Okay, so for all other n values it will be a 0. So it is defined only when the n value is ranging from minus m minus 1 by 2 to m minus 1 by 2. Okay, so this is how a rectangular window is defined. So this is the simplest window that we will be going through to study. Okay, so once we have the window function, we can find out its frequency response. So if WR is the sequence, we can find the frequency response by taking the Fourier transformation. So Fourier transformation, for Fourier transformation, this was the equation. So into that HDN, we will be putting this WDN value, and we will be calculating the frequency response. So once we calculate the frequency response, its frequency response will be given by capital WR e to the power j omega t. Okay, so this one having a frequency range. So instead of if we are putting the value of WR, we can see like if n is varying ranging from minus infinity to plus infinity, but WR is only defined for the range of minus m minus 1 by 2 to m minus 1 by 2. Okay, so after solving, after optimizing, it will be like n should be ranging from minus m minus 1 by 2 to m minus 1 by 2 into e to the power j omega n t. Okay, so from the first one, from here you can say like e to the power minus j omega n. So n, after n it is like t, so t will be your sampling. Okay, so we are whatever sampling frequency is given, from there we can find out the sampling. Okay, so it will be omega divided by omega sampling. So omega sampling will be equals to the time period t sampling. Okay, so time period will be there. So we will just simplifying this. So it is defined for n is equals to minus into from minus to plus direction. Okay, so if we will be simplifying it, so we will just substitute function, like we are just making sure like it is having a range from 0 to something value. So instead of minus to plus 1, we are making it to 0 to that one. Okay, so after substituting all this, we will get like the frequency response will be given by this function, where e to the power j m minus 1 by 2 into t will be taken outside, and that will be replaced by, so it should be replaced after replacement, it will be like n should be ranging from 0 to m minus 1 e to the power j omega n t. And after solving this, we will get this, and after solving this values, finally we will get like this function. Okay, so it is sine omega mt divided by 2 to sine omega t by 2. Okay, so sine function above side and on the downside, both will be there. So the only difference is m. Okay, so m will be on the top side. So after solving this uh, by using the Euler's formula, so whatever Euler's formula is there, by using the Euler's formula, we can get this function. And once we are going to plot this, this will be your w of r e to the power g omega. Okay, so this is your frequency response of the window function. And once we are going to plot its frequency response, it will be like it is having the main lobe. Okay, so the main lobe will be having the maximum value when frequency is omega is equals to 0. For omega equals to 0, it will be having the maximum value. And once we are going to change the omega value from 0 to some higher value, at the value of omega 2 pi by m, it will be again having a 0 value. Okay, so this will be 0, and the negative side also it will be having 0. And similarly, it will be in negative direction for further things, and similarly we will be making it. So okay, so if it is 2 pi by m, this will be your 4 pi by m, and then similarly. So this is the frequency response of the rectangular window that we have obtained by using the Fourier series expansion. Okay, so for a causal rectangular window, the frequency response will be like, so if this is the this was the initial frequency response equation was there. To make it as a causal, we should be making sure like for n is equals to less than 0, it should be 0 value, and for n that is greater than or equal to 0, it will be having a positive value. So this will be the equation, so that the rectangular window is looking like a causal. So rectangular window was defined by this function. So to make it this rectangular window to be causal, what we can do is we will be shifting it. Okay, so we will be shifting it from here. So instead of minus m minus 1 by 2 to plus m minus 1 by 2, it should be ranging from 0 to m minus 1. So if it is ranging from here, it will be having a magnitude of this. So this will be a causal system. So if causal system is given, then its frequency response will be given by this one. Okay, so this is how we will be finding out. So from equation 1 and 2, we can see like the frequency response of this window function, rectangular window function, is coming out to be a linear phase response. So it is having a linear phase. So any stable system is there, then the phase of that stable system should be of linear nature. So this we can say like it is e to the power something value, and this is the magnitude. So this is the magnitude, and this will be considered as the angle. So whatever e to the power j something is written, that is considered as the theta. Okay, so that is phase of the frequency response. So if we are going to calculate the phase, it will be defined by the e to the power j theta. So this theta, if we are considering, so theta will be equals to omega into m minus 1 by 2 into t. So like theta, that is phase, is directly proportional to omega. So it is a linear phase response. So phase is directly proportional to omega, that is frequency. So it is called a linear phase response. Okay. So any system is there that is having a linear phase response, that is considered to be a stable system. Okay. So if it is an stable system, it will be a causal system, and that can be implemented, that can be realized physically. Okay. So that filter that is having linear phase response, that can be realized practically. So we should be considering the use of rectangular window for designing NFIR filters. Okay. So once we have find out the frequency response, either we can see like we will be getting this window function. We will be multiplying this WRN to H of n, or we call it HD of n, that we will be obtained by the given frequency response of the filter. So whatever frequency response is given, we will be finding out HD of n. Once we have find out the HD of, we will be multiplying the by WRN, that is window function impulse response. And after multiplying, whatever function will be obtained, we will be finding out this its frequency response. So that will be our desired filter. Okay, so we will go for designing. Okay, so consider a question like a question is given. Okay, so a question is given like a low pass filter is to be designed with the following desired frequency response. Suppose the desired frequency response of a filter is given by HD e to the power j omega. So this is the frequency response of a filter that need to be designed by using windowing technique, and it should be an FIR filter. So if we are going to design any filter that is by using FIR windowing technique, that means that filter will be an FIR filter. Okay. So this is the given frequency response where omega, if frequency is ranging from minus pi by 2, minus pi by 4 to pi by 4, it is having some magnitude that is not 0. So that means for the frequency, we can plot its magnitude response. Okay, or you can say the frequency response. The frequency response is given. So we will be plotting this frequency response. So for omega, that is ranging from, so one thing like frequency response should be periodic into a period of 2 pi, or if it is defined for positive and negative frequencies, it will be periodic for pi to minus pi. Okay, so for pi to minus pi, it will be a periodic. But here it is like given omega is ranging from minus pi by 4 to pi by 4. It is having a magnitude of e to the power j2 pi or j2 omega. So it is e to the power j2 omega. So it is the phase is given. So its magnitude will be 1. Okay. So 1 into something is given, that is a phase. If we plot it magnitude, so magnitude plot will be the mod of this function. So this function mod. So the mod will be making it this equals to 1, and this 1 will be there. So only the magnitude we will be plotting. So if the frequency is ranging from pi to minus pi by 4, minus pi by 4 to pi by 4. Okay, so it is having a magnitude of minus 1, plus 1. So in this frequency range, it is having a magnitude of 1. Okay, so this is the magnitude of the given frequency response. Otherwise, it is saying like this is mod of omega, that is ranging from pi to pi by 4 to pi. So from pi by 4 to pi, it is having a 0 magnitude. So it is having a 0 magnitude in this range. Similarly, if it is mod, we are going to make it minus omega. Yes. Okay, so if it is in the range of frequency, that is pi by 4 to pi, it will be in the range like from pi by 4 to pi, it is 0. And similarly, in case of negative, it will be minus. We are going to make it, so it will be changing. So this will be here and this will be here. So minus omega will be our omega will be ranging from um, minus pi to minus pi by 4. So minus pi by 4 to pi, it will be having a magnitude of this. So this will be the magnitude response of the given desired frequency response. Okay, so first in the question it is going to ask is determine the filter coefficient HD of n. Okay, so we need to find out HD of n. If the window function is defined as, so here window function is defined here. Okay, so this is how the window function is defined. So window function, we are going to define it. That is like for n ranging from 0 to 4, it is 1. So from n ranging from 0 to 4, suppose this is 4, then for 0 to 4, it is having a magnitude of 1. Okay, so this is having a magnitude of 1. This is your window function. So once the magnitude, the window function is given, and then it is saying like also determine the frequency response at e to the power j omega. So this is actually the j omega of the designed filter. So after designing the filter, what we need to do is we need to plot the magnitude plot. So first of all, it is asking for designing the filter. So we need to find out the h cap of n. That will be the multiplication of hd of n, multiplied by omega n. Okay, and then we will be finding out h cap of n, and then we will find its frequency response. So this frequency response will be given by h of e to the power j omega. So finally, we need to find out h e to the power j omega. This will be the frequency response of our desired frequency response of the filter. That is in terms of FIR filters. Okay, so that will be the frequency response of, this will be the frequency response of a FIR filter. Okay, so this will be the frequency response of our FIR filter. So here HD is given to be this one. Okay, so this is the frequency response given of the desired frequency of the desired filter. So first of all, we will be finding out HD of n. So to find out HD of n, we will be using inverse Fourier series method. So that is 1 by 2 pi. Okay, where omega should be ranging from minus pi by 2, sorry, minus pi to pi, hd of e to the power j omega into e to the power j omega n into d omega. So this is the frequency formula to find out hd of n. We will be putting the hd of n value into this formula. Okay, so here the omega is only defined in the range of minus pi by 4 to pi by 4. So the limit should be minus pi by 4 to pi by 4, and we will put this e to the power j to omega. Okay, so and after integration we will be simplifying it further, and after simplification we will get like this as the function. So here it is 1 by pi n minus 2 is given. So for n is equals to 2, this function, complete function, will be of the form 0 by 0. So it is undefined function. So to have a definite value for n equals to 2, we will be taking the limit. Okay, so to taking the limit, or by using the L'Hospital rule, it has given. Okay, so we will be L'Hospital rule, we will be differentiating up and down both sides, and we will be calculating this hd of 2 value. So that is coming out to be the 1 by 4. So L'Hospital rule you might have studied into the 12th class. Okay, so that will be easy for you. So once we will be finding out hd2 uh, is equals to 1 by 4. So all the coefficients of the hd of n value we can find out. So hd of 0, so once we will be putting 0, we will be getting hd of 0, and that hd of 0 will be equals to hd of 4. So like why it is so, once we will be just putting the different values of hd. So here why we are considering only the 4, because this uh, once we are going to multiply this hd of n with w of n, we will be getting only the values that is ranging from 0 to 4. So that's why it is calculating only the this value from 0 to 4 only. Okay, so now we will be finding out h cap of n, or this h cap of n is equals to the impulse response. Okay, so either we write it h cap of n, that will be the multiplication of these two functions, or we can directly write it h of n, that will be the impulse response of our desired filter. Okay, so impulse response of our desired filter after using the windowing method. Okay, so once we will be having hd of n, and we will be multiplying it with w of n, we can get different value of h of n. Okay, so once we are putting n equals to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so once we are putting h equals to n equals to 0 in here and here also, we can get two different values, and after multiplication we will be getting the value, because w of n is always 1. Okay, into the question, if n is ranging from 0 to 4, it is always 1. Okay, so whatever hd of n is there, that will be the same as the h of n. Okay, so from there we can find out the coefficients. So the different coefficients of hd of n we can find out, and also we can find out the different coefficient of h of n. H of n is equivalent to h cap of n, or you can say the impulse response of the desired filter. So once we have found out the different coefficients of h of n, we can get the frequency response. So for the frequency response, we will be finding out the frequency response is like h e to the power j omega will be equals to n should be ranging from 0 to 4. So frequency response, for the frequency response, the first formula we will be seeing. So this was the formula. Okay, so this is the formula for frequency response. Once the ht of n, or we can say the h of n is given, so once coefficient is given, we can find out the frequency response by using this formula. So okay, so here also the same formula is being used to find out the frequency response. Once we have the coefficients, h of n values we know already for all the different n values. So n is ranging from 0 to 4. uh, the year n will be ranging from minus infinity to plus infinity, but h of n is defined only for n is equals to 0 to 4. That's why n is range is considered to be 0 to 4. So once we will be expanding it, this will be the case, and after putting the h of 0, h of 1, h of 2, h of 3, and h of 4 values, we will putting, and after putting we will be simplifying it, and after simplification we will be getting h of e to the power j omega is equals to this function. So this is our desired frequency response of a FIR filter. Okay, this is the frequency response of FIR filter. This has been asked into the question. So either in the exam it will be asking h e to the power j omega to find out h e to the power j omega, that is the frequency response of our desired filter into the FIR filter form, or it will be asking for the coefficients of hd of n or the coefficients of h of n. So either it could ask hd of n coefficient or hd of h of n coefficient, or the frequency response of the final filter. Okay, so this is uh, the method by using the rectangular window, how we can calculate, how we can design an FIR filter by using the window technique. So window technique is basically, here we are considering only the rectangular window. There are different type of window like Hamming window, Bartlett, Huffman. We will be different Blackman windows are there, and the important one is Kaiser window. So we will see all the windows one by one.